Hi, this is Coach Zimmerman with GABL Basketball, and this is a breakdown drill to teach team man-to-man defense. We like to call this defensive shell. Before getting started, you need to make sure your players are familiar with the three main defensive positions. First one would be on the ball. In this position here, again, you're about an arm and a half length from the person with the ball. You want to stay in a good stance with knees bent and be ready to move in any direction if they were to try to dribble. The next position is the deny position. You're defending a player here that would be one pass away, and you are in a position where you could deny this pass, but also in a position, if it does get through, that you can recover and be in on-ball position. Next position is a help defender. In this picture here, the help defender is the one standing in the middle of the paint. They're defending the other player here on the far wing, and they are probably two passes away in this scenario. They can be a help defender if that ball is dribbled towards the middle, but also if that ball is skipped and passed over the top, they have plenty of time to recover and get back to their man. First part of defensive shell is getting your players in those positions. As you can see here, all four defenders are in a position where they can see their man and see the ball. They're in a good stance, and we teach our players to point towards their man and point towards the balls, also help them with that. The first part of this progression is defending your man as the ball moves. Especially in youth basketball, there's not as much passing as there is dribbling. And the coach here is going to start with the basketball, and they can just randomly dribble anywhere on the court. And then you can watch as your players react to where they should go and stays in the correct position. So, for instance, as the coach dribbles here, all players are moving and staying in a good stance in relationship to the ball. You see some players have to move more than others. Our defenders on the far side now, as their man is further away from the ball, they can provide more help. They can be closer to the ball and further away from their man. The players who are on the same side as the basketball, they're in deny positions, and they can be closer to their man than the basketball because in relation to the ball is. And again, we always want to make sure our players stay in a good stance and continue to point to their man and point to the ball. Here's another scenario where the ball is dribbled another direction. You see how the defense reacts to it. Again, they stay in a good stance. They're able to see their man and the ball still, and as that ball is further away from their player, they can provide more help. Next part of the progression is how to move when the ball is being passed. The ball moves much quicker when it is passed, and our defenders have to respond and move quicker as well. So in this one here, the coach is going to pass to a player. Go ahead and tell your defense to allow these passes while you're working on this drill, but to work on the position that you're getting into. Now, one of our defenders has gone from being a deny defender to an on-ball defender. Two of our defenders have gone into a deny position as they are one pass away from the ball. The man in the corner on the right side is now in a deny position. And we also have our defender up top who's kind of in between a deny and a help position to where he can deny that pass. Our next defender is also in the paint, and as you can see, he can see his man and the ball still, pointing to both and in a position to where he can help. As that ball is passed again, our defenders again have to adjust. We now have a new on-ball defender. We have a new deny defender who was just denying the person who was guarding the ball. And we have two help defenders in the middle of the paint who are more than one pass away and can help with anything that happens near the basket. We always try to stress that it's 4 or 5 defenders defending the basketball. Not just one person defending the ball, but it's all 5 of you out there on the court that are trying to stop the ball from scoring. Again, here's the ball as it's skipped across. Now, as players move there, you want to make sure they take a good route to their next spot and are calling out whether they are on ball, whether they're in deny, or whether they're now help defender. Next part of the progression is now that players are used to the ball moving, now we need to progress towards what if their player is moving. This is usually a spot where you want to take your time and allow players to move a little bit at a time, but not all at once, all over the place. Again, you can direct where you want the offense to go, or you can have them just move somewhere on a whistle and freeze and make sure the defense is getting in the right positions that they need to be in. So as you can see here, players are moving and the coach stays still with the ball. Defense has to adjust, and we try to make sure that they always keep their back to the baseline, and that'll help them keep a position that they can see the man on the ball. And the players then, a coach could blow the whistle again and they could move, or a coach could simply make a pass here, and that player has to stay put while the rest of them on the floor move. Again, progress slowly through this and give your players plenty of time to understand how their position is dictated by where the ball is and where their man is. Last part of the progression is players are allowed to move and the ball is allowed to move. So, person with the ball can dribble or it can be passed, and the people without the ball, they can move or cut anywhere on the floor. For simplicity, it's helpful if during this drill they're not setting screens or going to set a ball pick or anything like that. Again, those are other drills that can be worked on. This defensive shell is main purpose is for kids to understand what position they're in relationship to the ball and the man. So as you can see here, we've got the ball moving, players are moving. It's okay to even have a player that stays put, and they can see how, as the ball moves, I still have to move in relationship to where they are. Here's a pass. Again, become an on-ball defender or a deny defender or a help defender in any of these instances. Altogether, it's all about what we emphasize. As we talked at our clinic, there's lots of different things you can do with this drill, but you always want to emphasize that your defensive players can see your man and see the ball, that they move as the ball moves. If the ball is passed and they wait till that offensive player catches the ball to move, it's going to be too late and they're going to be out of position. You want to make sure you keep your back to the baseline, and that'll help you see things that are happening. And the last one is the further your man is from the ball, the more help you can give. So you don't have to be completely stuck to your player and stuck to the man that you're guarding the whole time. And that's not helpful as a team if you're always just kind of stuck to that man, but you need to be away from him if that ball is far away from him as well. Coaches, I hope you enjoy this drill and can get a lot out of it. It'll really help you see some benefits in gameplay with your man-to-man defense. Good luck.